This is a quick video to talk about using the Excel checkbook for credit card transactions, for recording those, categorizing those, etc. So here in my checkbook, I have one of the registers called just credit card, and I have a few sample entries inside. Now, one of the personal preferences you might have will regard to how the balance value shows up. So for example, because this is a credit card and technically it's a liability, I've made several charges and I have a negative balance here at the top. Now my personal preference is to not show the balance as a negative number. This is what I owe the credit card. And so if you have the same preference, you can visit the settings worksheet and then find that particular line for the register, change it from an asset to a liability. And then after doing so, when I return to the credit card, register is now showing a positive number, which again, I owe the card company that amount. However, the balance values are still showing in red to indicate that it's a negative number. Again, just personal preference, but something you might do. All right, now what happens when I want to add some additional entries in here? So let's say, for example, that in late August I did another transaction, and it was to Costco, and it was for $176.35, and then whatever my category might be. So of course I can just keep on adding more and more entries. And by the way, if you maybe are recording an earlier entry that's in between August 11th and August 28th, yes, you could certainly click here and then use the insert button to insert a blank row, or even do a right click on that row and choose insert. But I do want to just make quick mention that you don't have to do all that, all the gymnastics. So for example, if I have an entry here that's in the middle of August, and again, I'll maybe food line's fine, okay, and I'll just go ahead and put something in here. At any point, you can click on this little button here in the column for date, and then tell it to sort oldest to newest. Now that it may not be showing up here correctly. Let me see if I can shift this. Well, sorry, couldn't get that little window to shift over there, but you will see that there's a choice for sort oldest to newest, and that will resort all of your entries in date order. Of course, there's also usually a button here in the Excel ribbon bar under sort and filter for sort A to Z that also works. And after doing so, you notice that now all the entries are in perfect date order. And then let's say that in early September, I made my payment to the credit card company, and however that might get recorded. And let's say I paid it fully off, so I record that, and now I'm back to a balance of 0. So again, that's just a real quick overview of using one of the registers to record your credit card transactions. One quick note: if you have a particular credit card, you don't really care about recording all of the individual transactions and categorizing them, but you just want to monitor your progress of paying off a credit card, you certainly have this other worksheet called the card debt worksheet, just a place to track your progress at paying off a credit card. So for example, let's say that Wells Fargo credit card, I just recently paid it off here in the middle of October, so I'll just update that date and mention that I've now got that balance down to 0. And again, just a visual way to record that. Hope that helps.